And now here at 4:30, we start with breaking news. An active investigation is going on right now in Waterbury.
There are a lot of new developments that are unfolding for you right now, and we are just learning some new information. This is happening on Craigie Avenue. That's not too far from East Main Street. Again, this is a breaking scene in Waterbury, and that's where we find Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Matthew Campbell. Matthew, we understand we're just, minutes away from the police updating us, perhaps?
Yes, we are, Mark. You know, we're actually at Waterbury Police Headquarters right now where this update is expected to happen in just moments. So far, few details have been released about this shooting, but this is what we know right now. We got the alert just after 2 o'clock this afternoon that there was an officer-involved shooting on Craigie Ave. We're still trying to learn the condition of the person who was shot and the circumstances surrounding this shooting. Hopefully, those details will become clear during this latest update. Now, Craigie Ave, it is a residential neighborhood, and we do have crews there right now, and we've been showing you the active response on social media, on Facebook Live, and this happening on a dead-end road, and it happened at the bottom of a hill. So our vantage point there wasn't that great, but state police are taking over the investigation, which is protocol when something like this happens. Again, this press conference happening right now. The chief is coming here, so I'm just going to set this up, and we're going to take this live as it happens.
You ready? All right, good afternoon, everyone. We wanted to release some information about an incident that occurred in Waterbury earlier today. We did have an officer-involved shooting. It's important for us and the Connecticut State Police who joined us here today to get the information out, as much information preliminarily as we can to you as quickly as possible. You know, it's all about being transparent and making sure our community understands what's going on here. A little after noon on today's date, Waterbury Police were called to 81 Craigie Avenue here in Waterbury on a report of check the conditions of a party there. The property owner had called in and stated that the resident at that location had reported that there was a bullet hole in between a common wall that separated units there. Officers arrived on scene at about 12:25. Shortly after 12:25, a physical struggle ensued between officers and a party that was inside the unit. And at some point during that struggle, the officer utilized deadly force, and it was called in. The officer called for assistance. The party was rendered medical aid and was eventually pronounced deceased at the scene by paramedics. We called the Connecticut State Police and our state's attorney immediately to notify them of the situation. Connecticut State Police Central District Major Crimes has now taken over the scene, and that investigation is being overseen by the New Britain State's Attorney's Office. The officer that was involved in the incident was transported to Waterbury Hospital for treatment. We have found that in these circumstances, it's best to get officers to the hospital and in front of medical attention as quickly as possible, to assist them in their process. We're very saddened by this incident. We're sad that we have to report it to you. We're sad that our community has to go through this, and we're certainly feeling sorrow for the family of the deceased. As the investigation continues and more information is found, I would say within the next day or so, we will release more information about the identity of the deceased, as well as the identity of the officer, and any other information that the investigation reveals that we can give to the public at that time.
Were there body cameras?
There were no body cameras. Currently, the Waterbury Police Department is researching body cameras. As a matter of fact, we have a representative from Axon coming in this week to conduct a presentation for us.
Is your officer okay?
The officer is reported to be okay, yes.
At this time, did you say what type of weapon, or were there any weapons used at in the confrontation?
The deceased is a registered gun permit holder for the state of Connecticut, and there was a weapon outside of the officers that was on scene.
Can you kind of describe 81 Craigie Ave, what the lay of the land is there, where there's a common wall? Is this like a multifamily home? Or?
Yes, it's a residential area. There's a lot of duplexes, two-family homes that are constructed and people reside up there on Craigie Avenue.
And was there a dispute prior to the property owner calling you guys?
I don't have any information on that at this time. We had been at the address prior.
Okay, that's Channel 3's Matthew Campbell. You can
Yep.
hear him there asking some questions of the police chief in Waterbury right now. Just to recap what we've learned all at the same time here this afternoon in this breaking story, there was a shooting around noon at 81 Craigie Avenue in Waterbury.
That's a multifamily home there. This was a deadly police-involved shooting. And you got to stay with us here, both on air and online. Again, a deadly police-involved shooting there in Waterbury. It all happened this afternoon. We're going to keep you updated with the very latest developments by sending alerts to your smartphone as well.